What if I told you you don't have enough people? What if I told you instead of one person running your social media, you need 100? What if I told you you're a failure if you don't have 100 people in your organization? Hey guys, Justin Nelson here, CEO of Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, and I am here today with part 2 of why people should be hiring virtual assistants. Now, this reason's gonna absolutely blow your mind, but what I was saying in the intro there was you shouldn't maybe have 100 people yet. I was just kind of giving you a hard time, but one of the reasons why people hire virtual assistants, and it goes off of the very first basis of a cost reduction, savings in money, lower per hour rate, is the fact of what we call niching or niching, or however you want to say. I don't know, my grammar's never all that perfect, but here's the thing. When you're able to get a virtual assistant, let's say for example, you hire US-based labor, you get one person, an assistant, to do your social media at 20 bucks an hour. Let's just say 20 bucks an hour. That person, many times, has a lot of things ahead of them that may cause them to leave the job, right? They might get married, they might move away for a spouse's job, they might get pregnant, there's just so many reasons why someone at 20 bucks an hour may not stay in that job forever. And so one of the things I learned from this guy named Gary Keller, great business guy, he's in Keller Williams, CEO and founder. And one of the things I learned from him is he's like, you're too close to your position. You are one job away. When most people make a hire, let's say a social media, for example, you are only one person away from getting that job back. If your social media manager quits, who's gonna do social media? And so when it comes to virtual assistants, a lot of times people think that we get VAs just to save money, which is true, but a lot of times we also get VAs to cushion ourselves against ever getting that job back. So for example, right now, I have roughly 8 full-time virtual assistants that work just in my video editing and social media department. And so 8 team members on average making $4 to $5 an hour. It's about 30 to 40 bucks an hour. Now that's equivalent to what a lot of people in the US pay one social media manager. And so when I have 8 of them, when you think about having 8, and I'm gonna give you guys a few screenshots. Look at this one, look at this one, look at this one, and look at this one. These are just a few pages of a manual that they just did for me. The quality of their work is absolutely flawless. And so because I have 8 virtual assistants in my social media department, one of the really interesting things is honestly, this is gonna sound really bad, but if 4 of them quit, it's not a big deal because I have 4 rock stars that are able to take over that workload, and I don't even ever have to blink that something happened. Now sure, would I miss my people? Do I think that would happen? No, we have like 98+% retention within my own team right now, but I can sleep easy at night knowing that I will never have to do social media again. I have built a buffer. Now a lot of times when people get virtual assistants, they hire that one social media VA, they do a great job, but then life happens, right? Nothing your fault, nothing the VA's fault, it just wasn't in their long-term plans to be with you forever, right? How many people have you heard stay at their job forever? Most people don't. And so when you don't have that buffer, so it sounds kind of negative, but this is actually such a positive and why people should be using virtual assistants, because we have buffers, right? When I look at my onboarding department or my fulfillment, right? If you're selling candy bars, if you're a car mechanic, if you're a real estate agent, we talk about like TCs, all these different things. You think about, if you only have one TC, real estate agents who I coach a lot, they're very susceptible. When their one TC leaves and they're doing 100, 200 deals a year, they're fucked, right? It's the truth, right? And I mean, it's not like you can't recover from that, but it does put a lot of downwards pressure on you to immediately try and replace that person that was probably very irreplaceable. So with that being said, you should think about how many virtual assistants you need and how to maximize this. So this goes for all positions. It goes for social media. I have 2 executive admins because even 2 executive admins is still half the price of having one. Oh, and wait, I have 2 executive admins. That means I can get double the amount of work done. Here's the thing, my 2 executive admins, they both have master's degrees in business. My executive admin in the US that I was paying 15, 20 bucks an hour, no offense to her, even no offense to the guy that I had back in the day, they didn't compare in knowledge, in work ethic, or anything along those lines. And so now I got 2 people that are pushing our business, right? One of the things I learned a lot from like Elon Musk, for example, is he's like, we all got the same amount of time. And one of the things that people say a lot is you can never buy your time back. And that's actually very false. You actually can buy your time back, and buying your time back is by buying leverage, buying employees that are able to give you your time back. Employees and organizations where their owners live a great life of being able to not have to be in their business. They can go on vacations, they can spend time with their family, they can have dinner, not worry about is the business imploding or not. Those businesses have employees, they have virtual assistants. And so with that being said, the whole premise of this video is instead of watching this and going, well, okay, Justin, I need a social media VM, I'm just gonna get one. You should be thinking bigger than that, right? I'm gonna tell you very straightforward. I'm 26 years old. I have a company that makes over $10 million a year. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think big enough myself, right? But I would have never have gotten here at the speed I did if I had just hired one video editor, right? I would have never gotten here if I had just hired one executive admin. And I'm not saying you have to go hire two right off the bat, but we should be making plans. Like, what is your roadmap, right? What is your first hire, your second hire, your third hire, your fourth hire, your fifth hire? Even if you're here with limited funds and you're just watching to learn for the future, you should still know the progression of your business, right? I tell this to restaurant owners all the time, or accountants, or a lot of people in different businesses we serve. I'm like, just because you're here doesn't mean you shouldn't know what the roadmap lies, right? It's just like hiking. Just because you only are this good, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't know what lies behind for the future. And so you can start preparing for it mentally, physically, all of the above. So with that being said, that is part two. One of the benefits is being able to niche down in the position so that way you get further and further away from ever having to have that job back. Now, as always, Justin Nelson here, CEO of Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants. If I can ever be of service to you, help you find, train, and recruit virtual assistants to help you get that separation, get those niches down to where you don't ever have your job back, just click a link down in the description below where you can go to our website, schedule a call, chat with the team, and we'd be more than happy to help you. Make sure if you guys haven't already, like, subscribe, and I will see you over in part 3.